Michelle loses it nasty public tantrum, goes off on everyone about one humiliating thing. While the incessant left tries to convince everyone that conservatives are doing all of the comparing of the former First Lady and the current, it's Michelle Obama who actually does this the most to glorify herself. It's apparently a pretty nasty reality for her when others don't see her the way she does. Both Michelle and Barack Obama have had a tremendous struggle relinquishing control to the Trumps since they replaced them in the White House. The obsessed pair has trolled Donald and Melania around the globe, showing up in their shadow and trying to reclaim the power position they lost 6 months ago. Michelle's motives of nipping at Melania's heels are slightly different than her husband's. She's badly missing the glow of the spotlight and is constantly chasing it now so she can keep telling people how great she is. However, this time, her attention-seeking tactic was to go off about Americans who hate her, despite the honor she was given as First Lady. Michelle showed up hours ahead of President Trump's big announcement about banning transgenders in the military yesterday, with an unrelated but backhanded message about why she's better than Melania, specifically for what she's had to endure that Melania never will. Michelle made her motives known that she had no intentions of slipping out of sight, right after Donald Trump's inauguration. She promised on multiple occasions since then that she's still going to be there for us and for America. She's unfortunately proved that she meant that, mostly because she's so arrogant that she truly believes the people of our nation need her, and she just stated why when she showed up at the Women's Foundation of Colorado's, WFCO, in Denver this week just hours before President Trump took to Twitter to make his monumental announcement about policy change in the military. Vanity Fair had a different reaction to what Michelle had to say that day, praising her for her bravery and what she's been through, glorifying her as an American hero. As she has promised several times in the months since the inauguration, Michelle Obama is still here for us, America, and with a knack for showing back up just when we need her most. Hours before Donald Trump announced via Twitter that the military would be rolling back efforts toward inclusivity that even the GOP Congress supported, Obama appeared at the Women's Foundation of Colorado's, WFCO, and managed to use her own experiences with racism as a way to prove that America's still a good place. Really? For the Denver Post, WFCO President and CEO Lauren Casey asked Obama which shards cut the deepest when she broke through the ceiling to become the first black First Lady. Obama had an answer straight away. "The shards that cut me the deepest were the ones that intended to cut," she said. "Knowing that after 8 years of working really hard for this country, there are still people who won't see me for what I am because of my skin color." With the floor and liberals' attention fawning over her every word and giving credence to her complaints, Michelle droned on about what she had to endure as the First Lady. Her remarks seemed to not only be for sympathy and attention but came across as a way to say that this racist-based persecution was not something Melania will ever have to face since she's white. This is wrong since Melania has had more than her fair share of attacks as an immigrant woman and former model, both reason liberals make fun of her for. "Women, we endure those cuts in so many ways that we don't even notice we're cut," Michelle continued in her speech. "We are living with small tiny cuts, and we are bleeding every single day. And we're still getting up. The people in this country are universally good and kind and honest and decent," Michelle added at the conclusion of her remarks. "Don't be afraid of the country you live in. The folks here are good." Remember during the campaign when Obama vowed when they go low, we go high? She's still doing it, and remaining optimistic despite the massive task in front of her, and all of us, Vanity Fair reported. Michelle made the assumption in her speech that people are afraid of the country we live in today under Trump, by acting as the self-imposed voice of reason for them to not be since there are role models like her they can look up to. Whether people are really afraid, it's only because of the rhetoric she and her husband have pushed to perpetuate that nonsensical fear. The fact is that America is better than it has been in 8 years with Trump in charge, who has done a fast-track job of cleaning of the mess the Obamas left behind. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe Breaking News 365 channel. Goodbye and see you again.